Most people don't wake up deciding to give up on their lives. They don't choose stagnation. They don't choose to feel stuck. Yet every day, millions of people move through life convinced they're lazy, broken, or undisciplined, even though that story doesn't fully fit what they're experiencing. Psychology makes a clear distinction most people never learn. Laziness and burnout are not the same thing. Laziness is the absence of desire. Burnout is the collapse that happens when desire has been stretched too far for too long without recovery. And confusing the two can quietly ruin your relationship with yourself. Burnout doesn't announce itself dramatically. It doesn't arrive with a breakdown or a clear moment where everything falls apart. It seeps in slowly, disguised as procrastination, guilt, emotional numbness, and constant self-criticism. So let's talk about what burnout actually looks like. Not in theory, but in lived experience. The first sign, you still care, but you can't move. This is the most misunderstood part. Burnt-out people don't stop caring. They still think about improving their lives. They still imagine better versions of themselves. They still want progress. But when it's time to act, something locks up. You sit there knowing what you should do, and you just don't. Not because you don't want it, but because your mind and body feel unresponsive. Psychology calls this motivational exhaustion. Your brain has been under sustained pressure for too long. Responsibility, emotional labor, survival stress, self-imposed expectations. Motivation isn't infinite, it's a resource, and when it's depleted, the system doesn't collapse loudly, it stalls. The second sign, small tasks feel unreasonably heavy. Burnout doesn't make hard things harder, it makes easy things feel impossible. Answering a message feels like a chore. Opening your laptop feels overwhelming. Showering feels like effort. Making a simple decision feels draining. This happens because burnout reduces cognitive bandwidth. Your brain struggles with planning, initiating tasks, prioritizing, switching attention, so even basic actions feel like they require energy you no longer have. This isn't incompetence, it's mental fatigue. The task didn't get bigger. Your capacity got smaller. The third sign, rest stops working. This one confuses people the most. You sleep more, but wake up tired. You take days off, but don't feel restored. You stop working, but the tension doesn't leave. That's because burnout isn't just tiredness. It's nervous system overload. Your body has been stuck in stress mode for so long that it forgot how to fully shut off. Even when you rest physically, your mind stays alert, replaying thoughts, anticipating demands, scanning for threats, feeling behind. True recovery requires safety, not just sleep. And burnout happens when safety has been absent for too long. The fourth sign, constant guilt. Burnt-out people feel guilty for everything. Guilty for resting. Guilty for not being productive. Guilty for needing breaks. Guilty for not doing better by now. This is a key difference psychology highlights. Lazy people don't feel guilty. Burnt-out people do, constantly. Why? Because their standards stayed high while their energy collapsed. The expectations never adjusted. Only the capacity did. So no matter what you do, it feels like you're failing, and shame becomes an extra weight layered on top of exhaustion. The fifth sign, emotional instability or numbness. Burnout doesn't just affect motivation, it affects emotional regulation. Some people become irritable, small things trigger big reactions, patience disappears. Others experience the opposite, numbness, detachment, emotional flatness. This is the brain protecting itself. When emotional input becomes too intense or too constant, the nervous system either overreacts or shuts down. Neither is a personality flaw. Both are signs of overload. The sixth sign, procrastination driven by pain, not avoidance. Burnt-out procrastination feels different. You don't avoid tasks because they don't matter. You avoid them because starting feels painful. Your brain associates effort with depletion. Psychology calls this avoidance due to mental fatigue. It's not fear of failure, it's lack of remaining energy. Your mind is conserving what little it has left. Here's the part most people never hear. Calling burnout laziness makes burnout worse. It adds shame to exhaustion, pressure to depletion, self-hate to fatigue. Burnout doesn't respond to harsher discipline, motivation videos, guilt, comparison. It responds to reduced pressure, permission to rest without justification, smaller, realistic expectations, boundaries, compassion. Not as indulgence, but as repair. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not failing. You are tired in a way sleep alone can't fix. And recognizing that difference isn't an excuse. It's the beginning of recovery. If one of these signs felt uncomfortably familiar, you're not alone, even if it feels that way. And if this helped put words to something you've been silently carrying, stay.